Have you ever noticed how a woman can resurrect a fight from years ago and somehow make you the villain in a story you don't even remember being in? Millions of men are living this right now, sitting in silence, blamed for intentions they never had, apologizing for feelings that were never theirs, cornered in conversations that feel more like interrogations than connection. And when they finally say, "I'm done," society doesn't ask why. It just whispers, "Where did all the good men go?" They didn't vanish, they disconnected, and they realize the game was never built for them to win. But here's what most men never realize. What looks like chaos is actually control. Confusion isn't accidental, it's strategic, because when things are clear, someone has to be accountable. But if the topic keeps shifting, if timelines blur, if feelings override facts, then you're not in a conversation anymore. You're in a storm designed to keep you off balance. A friend of mine once recorded an argument with his ex, legally. In just 20 minutes, she changed the topic 14 times. 14. By the end, he was apologizing without even knowing what for. This wasn't communication, it was emotional warfare. And under all of it lie 3 unspoken myths. The mind-reading myth. If you loved me, you'd know. But love isn't telepathy. You're expected to read emotions without words, meet needs without requests, and if you don't, you simply don't care. The emotional supremacy myth. Her feelings aren't just valid, they become the truth. She feels disrespected, then you disrespected her. She feels unloved, then you don't love her. You're no longer arguing reality, you're arguing her emotional reality, and you can't disprove a feeling. The double standard myth. She breaks down, throws things, she's just expressing herself. You raise your voice once, you're dangerous. She has meltdowns, hormones. You have a bad day, you're unstable. One client had plates thrown at him during an argument. When he finally yelled for her to stop, she called the police. He was removed from his own home. She broke things, but his tone became the crime. This isn't rare, it's the pattern. And it doesn't stop at home, the entire culture reinforces it. Her emotions are celebrated, yours are questioned. Her anger, strength, your anger, threat. Her tears, courage, yours, manipulation. On social media, she says she's struggling, support floods in. You say the same, you're mocked or ignored. In relationships, it's a trap. Challenge her, you're insensitive. Validate her, you're guilty. Try to balance, you're manipulative. So men go quiet, they calculate every word. Leaders outside, ghosts inside. So awareness is the first escape. When you stop treating her feelings as facts, you regain clarity. She'll either respect that boundary or show that control mattered more than connection. And more men are realizing the emotional risk is all on them. Modern relationships offer men a brutal deal. Give everything, expect nothing, provide and protect, while your own needs stay invisible. And if she becomes unhappy, you could lose half your life, and even your children. Young men see it happening. Fathers drained by divorce, friends accused without proof, brothers stuck in one-sided love. They're not quitting dating out of fear, they're walking away because the math doesn't add up. Meanwhile, society doesn't question the system, it questions men. And in the heat of conflict, something subtle happens. The topic shifts. It's no longer about what happened, but how she felt during the conversation. Your calm becomes cold, your concern becomes control. Her mistake becomes your fault because she cried while you explained it. Even the past isn't safe. Memories get rewritten through her emotions. A smile from years ago becomes a wound today. Because in emotional supremacy, the truth isn't what happened, it's what she feels happened. It starts small, little tests to see what you'll tolerate. You think it's harmless. Until one day, you're not just wrong, you're wrong for being you. The pattern is predictable. You're wrong about things you know you're right about. Then you're apologizing for things you didn't do. Then you're blamed for how she feels. Then you're responsible for her happiness. Eventually, your only role is to stabilize her, while no one notices you're fading away. The double standards grow too. Her stress, support, Yours, weakness. Her bad day matters. Yours is annoying. But men are waking up. They're not anti-love. They're just pro-peace. One client told me, I spent 8 years making her happy and felt miserable. Now I focus on me, and I've never felt better. No more emotional chaos, no more guilt for existing, no more fixing what you didn't break. Most men don't leave with anger, they leave with silence, not because they don't care, but because they've given everything and got nothing in return. Relationships aren't supposed to feel like endurance tests, so men are stepping back with logic, not rage. As men step back, the fog clears, but the backlash begins. You're bitter. Who hurt you? You'll die alone. But what exactly are they missing out on? Criticism, chaos, legal risks, emotional debt? Men are realizing modern relationships feel like a casino. You might hit the jackpot, but the house always wins, and the longer you stay, the more you lose. Shame tactics are losing power too. Incel for having standards. Commitment phobic for avoiding bad deals. Selfish for choosing peace over sacrifice. The dating market exposes the truth. Expectations rise, effort drops, reciprocity fades. Then comes confusion when men walk away. A woman once asked why men don't commit anymore. The reply? What do you offer beyond sex? Silence. Because what once made commitment meaningful, family, partnership, legacy, has been replaced with obligation and conflict. And men are done pretending the deal hasn't changed. They're breaking the myths that being alone means loneliness, that validation must come from women, that love requires losing yourself. This isn't coldness, it's clarity. And once the spell breaks, there's no going back. When a man stops managing someone else's emotions, his life expands fast. Energy comes back, dreams return, money stays, time is his again. One client said it best. I didn't realize how small I'd made myself to fit her world. He lost weight, started a business, traveled, rebuilt his life. He's not anti-love. He's just done with love that demands self-erasure. What many called devotion was actually dependence, emotional addiction. Withdrawal is real, the urge to earn love, prove worth, be enough. But once you push past that, freedom hits. Freedom to feel, freedom to think, freedom to exist without permission. And how do some women respond? Not growth, not reflection, but rage, because control stopped working. Here's the truth. Shame only works on men who still care what others think. And more men don't. They've found purpose, peace, and power outside relationships. So the system shakes, marriages drop, birth rates crash. Men build lives without traditional roles. Some women are waking up, asking real questions. What do we offer? What needs to change? But most just demand more while offering less. And here's the twist. Men aren't gone forever. Give them peace, not pressure. Partnership, not performance. But until that happens, they're not coming back. So protect yourself. That's the real takeaway. Learn to recognize emotional manipulation. Reject any deal that demands peace without offering any. If it costs your identity, your stability, or your sanity, walk away. Because your well-being isn't selfish, it's sacred. Refusing a broken system doesn't make you bitter, it makes you aware. This isn't about giving up on love, it's about giving up on being used. You were never meant to carry it all alone. You were never meant to apologize for existing. The men walking away aren't weak. They're wise, not angry, just done, not heartless, just healed. And here's what no one wants to admit. Life gets quieter without the chaos. And in that quiet, men are thriving. So now I want to hear from you. What was your breaking point? When did you realize the cost was too high? And what did it take to finally walk away? Drop it in the comments. because your voice matters, and someone else might need to hear it. If this message hit home, your support helps more than you know. A like, a share, and a subscribe go a long way. And don't miss what's coming next, because the conversations ahead, you won't want to miss them.